And we're live. See how long it takes to have a few viewers rolling in tonight. How are you guys? If you're watching, thanks very much. Hope it's coming through loud and clear. We've got one viewer. I think that's Loz. Thanks for jumping on board. How are we, guys? Wednesday night. It's 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we are back for... I don't know what we're going to call the show. I've put hashtag AskAG up there. I'm trying to think of a good name. I need your help with this one. I need a good name for the show. We've got 2 viewers. We've got 4 viewers. Thanks for jumping in, guys. Really appreciate it. Adam's jumped in. Thanks, mate. Facebook Live. We're here at Open for Business HQ at home in Shep in Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about a few different things. First of all, as it says in the title for this week, it says do your thing. And tonight we're going to talk about the podcast episode for this week, and we're going to expand a little bit more on do your thing and what that is, what it means, and what Open for Business is all about, because we're still trying to push that message, push that branding of Open for Business, and making sure that everybody understands exactly what it is when I say do your thing. So that's what we're going to tuck into tonight. Thanks to everybody that's watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you are having a great week so far. It's Wednesday. We're heading towards the weekend. But I hope you're not living for the weekend. We'll get into that a bit more in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've got any questions, please chuck them in the comments section. Let me know. Would love to answer some questions. You can ask me anything. Doesn't have to be business related. It can be anything at all. So we are here. I've got the laptop fired up and ready to go. This week, if you haven't checked out the podcast, we're up to episode 23 of Open for Business. And this week we had James Chew, the Aussie video guy, on the show. It was his second time on the show. We had him back in episode 4. He lives up in Canberra, and he is absolutely smashing his journey from transitioning from being a full-time Navy officer to becoming a full-time entrepreneur. And he's doing some awesome things with video. Back in episode 4, when we had him on the show, he was all about podcasting. He had his own podcast. It's on iTunes, the Rebrand Podcast. You can still check it out if you like. And now he has switched focus, he's changed direction, and he's all about video. So he is the Aussie video guy, and you really do need to check out his YouTube channel. He's got some absolutely awesome stuff on there. And it doesn't matter if you're not interested in business, he's just got some really entertaining videos. So check him out, James Chew on YouTube. That's T-E-W. Jamie has jumped in. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate you jumping in tonight. If you've got any questions, like I said, please do throw them into the comment section, guys. Would love... Give me a curious question. Whatever you've got. Set me a challenge. Would love to answer it. All right, so as we keep moving in, I'm going to flick the camera around, and we're going to have a quick look at this week's episode. So episode 23, up the top here, how to create awesome video with less than $200, featuring James Chew, that Aussie video guy. So if you haven't heard the podcast, you can find it on iTunes. All you have to do is head to the podcast section in iTunes and search Open for Business. Or you can head over to the Open for Business website, which is that URL right there, openforbusiness.net.au, and you can check out the podcast all for yourself. And today I just submitted the feed to Stitcher. So if you are not an iPhone person, you are in fact Android on the dark side, then you'll be able to have the podcast from Stitcher straight to your Android phone as well. So you won't miss out if you're not part of the Apple team. All right, so what else have I got on tonight's list? So another quick way, if you want to hit up the podcast, all you need to do is head over to my Instagram page, which is Anthony G. Murphy, and there is a link in the bio section of the Instagram where you can just hit that one and it'll take you straight to the episode on no matter what phone you're on, Android, Apple, doesn't matter. All right, has anybody got any questions? Let's fire away, guys. We're nearly into the 5-minute mark. Thanks to the 6 viewers that we've got on board, really appreciate it. Would love to know what you guys are up to. Now, Brendan's jumped on board. Thanks, mate. Thanks for taking the time to check out this live stream, guys. Really do appreciate it. It's quite simple. If you haven't tried it, have a crack. It's really good fun, and it can be about anything. Whatever you want to do, just grab your phone, hit live. Maybe even it's just a sunset, just to try it out, just something weird, or maybe you're walking down the street, just film a bit of the traffic or something. It's really good fun, so check it out. Jamie has chucked in the first question for the night. Really appreciate it, mate. He says, who inspired you to go down this path? Where/what did you start with? We are listening. Really appreciate the question, Jamie. Thanks very much, mate. So as for who inspired me to go down this path, several different people have. If we're talking about the podcast, then Timbo Reid from the Small Business Big Marketing podcast was the first podcast that I ever listened to. And Timbo is a marketing genius. He's a marketing guru from Melbourne. And he speaks all over the world. He has the #1 business marketing podcast on iTunes. He's an absolute ripper of a bloke, and he really inspired me to start a podcast and create that kind of content. And I really wanted to get involved because he had all these awesome people on his podcast interviewing them for business and about their marketing. He had people from all over the world, all walks of life, even Tom O'Toole, who is the founder of the Beechworth Bakeries. So if you want to find a little bit more behind the scenes of the Beechworth Bakery, I really do suggest heading over to Small Business Big Marketing, checking out Timbo's podcast. I think it was episode 91. I'll leave a comment in the show notes after this with the actual episode number, and you can check it out. But the stories that people have got behind the businesses, like you just walk into the Beechworth Bakery and you're looking to get a nice hearty meat pie and maybe a bee sting. But there's an absolutely amazing story behind the business, how it all started. He was dirt poor when he was growing up. Literally, the floor of the house that he lived in with his parents was dirt. He didn't have a bed. To this day, he cannot recite the alphabet from A to Z, doesn't know how to use a calculator, but he is running millions of dollars worth of successful bakery franchises. So that is the reason that I was inspired to start a podcast, because I knew of several young people who had great businesses, and I wanted to share that story as well. Because as we all know, if you're running a business, it's really hard to get the work out there. You've got to get the word out there. You have to be able to market the business, use social media, all this sort of stuff, and it can be tough to get an audience. So I am really pumped to be able to share the stories of young business owners all around Australia and overseas, and help them get the word out about their business and what they're doing. And there's been quite a variety of different people that I've interviewed on Open for Business in the past 23 episodes. So if you do want to hear some absolutely awesome young business stories, talk people from the age of 18. We've had Harry on from Studio Hawk, who is he's got his own business in Melbourne. He's 18 years old. He's just left Melbourne, and he's already built his own web development company. So he builds websites for his clients and does all this awesome stuff. And he's just 18. He just left high school. He's doing an awesome job. All right, so that's who inspired me to start the podcast. As far as social media, live streaming, getting involved in all that sort of stuff, there's been several people, especially those bigger influencers that are on social media nowadays, like Gary Vaynerchuk, Pat Flynn. Who else is there? There's so many awesome people on social media doing so many awesome things. Chris Ducker's another one. He's an absolute legend. And these people inspired me to have a go, just to get out there, just do it, give it a go, and see what happens. Let the magic happen. And one of my favorite sayings, guys, is that the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. So comfort zone's here, which is not doing live streaming on a Wednesday night at home and having 8 people viewing you and watching you, which thanks guys for watching, really do appreciate it. And the magic happens over here. Comfort zone, magic. So you got to jump outside of that comfort zone, do something that you're not completely comfortable with, and that's where the magic happens. That's where awesome stuff happens, which has already happened for me. Putting out a podcast, I've had people come to me and say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? People sharing my content. You guys right now on Facebook Live watching me, really do appreciate it, and thanks for your attention. So that's who inspired me, And what was the rest of Jamie's question? Let's have a look here. What did I start with? Yes, I started with the podcast. That was the very first thing. So I obviously started up a WordPress website, which is a DIY platform to start your own website. If you're not sure what WordPress is, just chuck it into Google and you'll be able to see it straight away. So I started the WordPress website and then started recording some interviews, created the podcast, uploaded them to iTunes, and the rest is history. We're now 6 months into the podcast. I've hit that first 6-month goal and looking to push on straight to 12 months, not miss a single week, episode every single week, and hopefully the content is really helpful and engaging for you guys. And that is exactly the reason why I'm on here to talk to you tonight, because I need your feedback, I need your comments, I need your constructive criticism. If you've got some, I want to know, because I want to create content that helps you guys, that motivates you guys, and that is something that you find valuable and that you want to check out, listen to, watch, read, whatever it might be. So chuck in those questions, chuck in those comments, and I will answer them straight away. So I hope that answered your question, Jamie. Guys, if you're watching, we have a few more people in. Rachel has jumped in. Rachel Christmas has jumped in. Rachel Murphy's jumped in. Timmy Devlin. Kate Wilmot is on the line as well. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And if you've got a question, please do leave it in the comments and we will have it answered for you in no time. But I have a question for you guys. In the comment section below, tell me who inspires you in whatever you do. It might be a sporting star, it might be a business person, it might be your mum or dad. Doesn't matter who it is. Who inspires you? Who do you look up to? Would love to know. Jot it in the comment section. Nick's jumped on board. Froggers in the house. Thanks, guys. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time and the giving me your attention tonight. Really do appreciate it. All right, what else do we have on the list for tonight? The content schedule for 2016. I've been working on it a little bit lately, and if you're not sure what a content schedule is, that is what I'm going to post, what content I'm going to create. These Facebook Lives on a Wednesday night, 8:30, that is part of my content. So a schedule is obviously scheduling those things during the week and making sure that I'm producing consistent, awesome content for you guys. So what we've got a little list here. Monday, we are going to be having a blog post posted every week on the Open for Business website. Different topics every week, of course. Tuesday is obviously the podcast. The podcast goes live every Tuesday, every week. You can check it out on iTunes or on the website. Wednesday is the Facebook Live. So the reason I'm doing the Facebook Live, there's a couple of reasons behind it. Obviously, it's a form of video content, which is huge at the moment. Video content, and get a little bit sidetracked here, but by 2019, it's estimated that 80% of content that's created and consumed on the internet will be video. 80%. So blog posts, pictures, links, that is going to diminish as video is created. More and more videos created, more and more videos consumed. And I'm sure you guys can agree with me that you probably watch more videos than you do read blog posts or listen to podcasts or anything like that. So it is happening. Video is huge. Now, that's Wednesday. Facebook Live. Every Wednesday night. Check it out. Thursday is, what have I got here? Brand new video content. So as you can see, I've got some video filming equipment here all set up and ready to go, which is part of James Chew's course, which we talk about in this week's podcast episode. So if you do check out the podcast, you'll be able to find out exactly what all this equipment is, what it's used for, and it's cheap, guys. It's not expensive. James has got an awesome course. It's how to create amazing video for less than $200. You can buy all the equipment you need for less than $200. It's easy, it's simple. And it doesn't have to be for business either, by the way. It can just be creating video for anything. You might like to just create videos and upload them to YouTube. Whatever it might be, this course is the one for you. So Thursday will be video content. Not sure what we're going to call the show yet. It needs a name. Anybody got any cool ideas on a name for the video content? It's going to be videos about doing your thing, motivation, business tips, content around young people doing what they love, spending their time doing something that they're passionate about, and how you can achieve that on a day-to-day basis. All right, so that's what the video content's going to be about. On a Friday, everybody has the opportunity to get the Open for Business newsletter, okay? So if you want to subscribe, which all that means is popping your email address into the subscribe section on the Open for Business website. There's no fee. You don't have to pay anything. It's completely free. Just pop in your email address and you'll become part of the Open for Business Inner Circle, the team behind the scenes who get a weekly email with all the links to the content that's been created during the week, plus extra little bonuses. And for everybody that's tuning in, I'll tell you, the bonus last week in the Open for Business newsletter was the ultimate social media checklist that was created by my friends, Social Concepts Consulting down in Melbourne. So there was a 4-page PDF document on how to make your social media awesome, the ultimate social media checklist. So that's the type of thing, that's the type of bonus content and bits and pieces that you will get if you want to become a subscriber at Open for Business. And again, I'll pop the link in the comments after this live stream. All right, guys, let's check the comments. What have we got? Jamie says, Murphy's Law, ha ha ha. I'm trying to remember what that was in relation to. Sometimes the comments can lag a little bit. So tell me, Jamie, what is that comment in reference to? Murphy's Law, it'll get you every time. Really appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Like I said, thanks, guys. Really do appreciate it. If you do want to be a part of Open for Business, all you have to do is listen to the podcast. All you have to do is become a subscriber. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you just want to tune in to the Facebook Lives each week. Either way, that's awesome. And I will do my very best to create the best content to help you get whatever you want to get done. So before we wrap up for this week, just want to clarify something. Now, the title of this live stream was Do Your Thing. And that is the tagline, the motto, the mantra for Open for Business. That's what it's all about. And what I mean is, everybody knows about the horrors of a Monday morning. Everybody knows about, or most people know about, getting to hump day. Wednesday's hump day. Then you get to, thank God it's Friday. And then it's the week freaking end. And we so often look forward to the weekend way too much. And what I mean by that is, if you're not doing something that you enjoy, if you're not doing something that you're passionate about, that gets you fired up, that you're ready to jump out of bed for in the morning, then that is what turns weekends into that magical thing that we all strive to get to each week. But that means that you're not doing your thing. You're not doing something that you really enjoy and that you should be spending your time on during the week. And yeah, that's easy. That's fine to say. But think about it. If you're spending 5 days a week just hanging out for the weekend, think about what you're doing and think about the ways that you can change that. Whether it's in that position that you're in that job, what you're doing right now, can you do something to change that up, to make it more exciting? Can you put your spin on it? Can you do something extra? Or can you think of something else that you would rather be doing? And should you think about going and trying to do that so that Monday is an awesome day and you're not hanging out for the weekend each and every week? So think about it. That's what Open for Business is about. It's about doing your thing and giving you the tips and the tricks and the stories about people who are running their own business, doing their own thing. That is what Open for Business is about, and that is what doing your thing is all about. All right, here we go. A couple more comments. So Jamie says, you are after a name for your newsletter. Oh, Murphy's Law. I love that. That's excellent. Really do like that. Nick Murphy says, Thursday night video content. Pretty sure you asked for a name for that. Yes, I did. Thank you. See, you guys, I need you guys. You keep me centered. I needed to know what to call the videos on a Thursday night. Now, these videos are videos that I will edit and upload to YouTube, not live streaming like we're doing here. It's content to upload onto YouTube, content to upload onto Facebook, so that you guys can check it out later. So a little bit different to live streaming. But thanks, Nick. Thanks, Jamie. Really appreciate that. John Kiley is in the house. Thanks, guys. Bernadette is in as well. Guys, we got over 10 viewers tonight. Really, thank you. I appreciate it. We've hit the 20-minute mark. I'm going to pull it up there. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Really do appreciate it. Next Wednesday night, same time, be here. We'll talk about the podcast for that week. And in the meantime, you can catch me on any social media platform, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, using the handle Anthony G. Murphy. And Facebook is Open for Business if you want to check out the Open for Business page. You can jump onto iTunes and search for the Open for Business podcast. Check out, see what it's all about. We're going to have a big chat about podcasts. We're going to have to see who's listening to podcasts and who's not, because if you're not listening to podcasts, you're missing out, guys. You really are. There is a podcast on anything, any topic you like. It could be sport. It could be four-wheel driving. It could be baking. It could be business. Someone has made a podcast out there. A lot of them are American, and but a lot of them are really awesome. And there's more and more Aussie podcasters jumping on the scene. So really pumped to see where podcasting goes. And I think it's going to be big in Australia. It will catch up eventually. It's huge in the US, but obviously the US has a much bigger population than Australia does right now. But we are getting brand new cars here in Australia that have a podcasting app on the dash in the car. So you can just hit that button and play podcasts directly through your car stereo. You don't even need an iPhone. So podcasting is going to become pretty big, and I'm pretty excited for it. All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap for me. Thanks very much. Thanks to everybody who posted a question tonight. Really do appreciate it. It's what keeps the show rolling. Think about some questions for next week. If you have a question during the week and you want it answered, just hit me up on Snapchat, hit me up on Twitter, and we'll answer that question for you straight away. Big thank you again to everybody that tuned in. Thanks very much. Appreciate your attention. You guys make it all possible, and you're my motivation. So thanks very much. Until next week, we'll see you then.